Ahabu Shalom, this is Watchman Yahshay, Tzyt bin Yahshay. Shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad and the Goyim that have attached themselves to us. For a long time now, there has been a debate on whether to wear fringes in the borders of our garments, whether it is a commandment of YAHUAH to just men or for women as well, whether to wear tassels like these, which are to be worn in the four corners of your garments, or whether to wear fringes around the entire border of your garment as shown here. Today, we will be looking at what the Abaryt and the Yabani and the Abaryt Rishon and also the Abaryt Hadashah have to say regarding this commandment. For Binah, we will begin in the Abaryt Hadashah in the book of Yohanan Rishon. And hereby we do know that we know him, if we keep his commandments. He that saith, I know him, and keeps not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whosoever keeps his debar, in him verily is the love of YAHUAH perfected. Hereby know we that we are in him. He that said he abides in him ought himself also to walk, even as he walked. With that being read, it is clear that we must walk as Yahushua walked. So did Yahushua wear tzytzut? Khan, of course. And when the men of that place had knowledge of him, they sent into all that country round about, and brought unto him all that were diseased, and besought him that they might only touch the hem of his garment. And as many as touched were made perfectly whole. And Yahushua arose and followed him, and so did his disciples. And behold, a woman which was diseased with an issue of blood 12 years came behind him, and touched the hem of his garment. For she said within herself, if I may touch his garment, I shall be made whole. But Yahushua turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, Daughter, be of good comfort. Your belief has made you whole. And the woman was made whole from that hour. The King James Version and other translations translate both the Yabani and the Abaryt word for this passage as him. This is incorrect. The word erroneously translated as him from the Yabani is Strong G2899, krapspidon, a border, tassel, the fringe, edge, corner. Further explanation in the Strong says this: in the New Testament, a little appendage hanging down from the edge of the mantle or cloak, made of twisted wool, a tassel, tough. The Jews had such appendages attached to their mantles to remind them of the law. To remind them of the law. This is more proof that the Abaryt Hadashah, erroneously called the New Testament, was written originally in Abaryt and not Yabani. The Yabani derives from the Abaryt words H6734, tzytzut, which means fringe, tassel, or lock, and H3671, kanah, which we will look at in the Torah later. Therefore, the Abaryt word tzytzit in its singular form means twisted wool, a fringe, a tassel, or lock. Its plural form is tzytzut, which are to be worn in the four corners of your garment. Devarim 22:12, make fringes on the four corners of the outer garment you wear. Devarim's translation is clear concerning what I've shown you, but it is the mistranslation of Bamidbar 15:38 that causes those who wear the fringes around the entire bottom of their garment to understandably do so. Speak unto the children of Yasharal, and bid them that they make fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put up on the fringe of the borders a riband of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that you may look up on it, and remember all the commandments of YAHUAH, and do them, and that you seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which you use to go a-whoring, that you may remember and do all my commandments, and be Kadash unto your Allahim. The Abaryt word for what is erroneously translated border is Strong's H3671, kanah, which is the same word as we saw before in him in Matthew chapters 9 and 14, which literally means corners. Here is the Abaryt rap group Urim Utamim. As you can see, infamous and slave name both wear tzytzut in the four corners of their garments. Here's another photo with tzytzut in the four corners of their garments. Here is Ahuti, which means my sister Hadar Bat Yah, psalmist of Yahuwah, wearing tzytzut in the four corners of her garments. Here's another photo with Hadara wearing tzytzut in the four corners of her garments. Women can wear them as well, for as Galatians 3:28 says, there is neither male nor female in Yahushua HaMashiach. So are men the only ones in Yahshua commanded to guard the Torah and walk Kadash before Yahuwah Eloheinu? La! We as men are commanded to teach our women, our children, grandchildren, and even great-grandchildren in the ways of Yahuwah. His Torah is for every soul that grafts onto the branch of Yahshua. One Torah shall be for the native born and the Goyim. This is the reason for the ribbon of blue. The blue represents the sapphire stones of the commandments of Yahuwah, given as a gift to all those who follow him. It's also why I believe Yahuwah created the Shemaim and Maim blue as a continual reminder to his creation that he has a covenant with us. Barak Yahuwah. The Jews, on the other hand, who are not the people of Scripture, not Yahuwah's chosen, do not wear blue on their tzytzit. They stick to Talmudic traditions of elders and their forefathers and not the true Torah of Yahuwah Elohim. Sadly, Christian pastors of all races flock to these Torahless men to learn false Yehudic teachings that perpetuate their lawless hatred for the Torah of Yahuwah. Many Hebrew Israelite camps are no better, teaching doctrines of lies and hatred, wearing what they erroneously call borders of blue that are, like the Jews, connected to Freemasonry. Look familiar? This is once again Hashatan masquerading as an angel of light. IUIC has Masonic ties and are even registered on their demonic 501c3 as Islamic. Before researching the true meaning of the borders of blue, I myself wore these fringes ignorantly, just like other Akim and Ahutut who simply do it for the culture and, most importantly, obedience to Yahuwah, our power. Therefore, wearing these erroneous form of fringes does not make you inherently wicked. It just means when you know better, you do better. Many of the black Hebrew Israelite camps don't even rock tzytzut or fringes. They rock the mark of the Freemasonic Rothschilds, also falsely known as the Star of David, the Star of the Demon Kayum, Rimfan. I will cover this in another teaching. They ignorantly teach that Yirmiyahu 31 teaches that since we now are indwelled with the Ruh, we don't have to wear tzytzut anymore. Read! Behold, the days come, saith Yahuwah, that I will make a renewed covenant with the house of Yahshua and with the house of Yehudah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Mitzrayim, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, says Yahuwah. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Yahshua. After those days, says Yahuwah, I will put my law in their inward parts and write them in their hearts. And I will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahuwah. For they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them, saith Yahuwah. For I will forgive their lawlessness, and remember their crimes no more. Nowhere, I repeat, nowhere does this passage mention the removal of any commandment of Yahuwah, especially the one regarding tzytzut. Notice that it says after those days of the renewed covenant that the law of Yahuwah will be placed in the inward parts of the hearts of the people, and no one will have to teach another about Yahuwah, for all shall know Yahuwah from the least to the greatest. This is proof that this is an end-time prophecy of Yahushua's return and has not been fulfilled yet. The Torah will be downloaded into our inner man on Yahushua's arrival, and until then we are instructed to teach men to obey Yahuwah by his very own words, known in the Christian world as the Great Commission. And Yahushua came and spake unto them, saying, All power is given unto me in Shemaim and in Haaretz. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, immersing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Ruach HaKadosh, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen. Tzytzut are Yahuwah's design, created to remind our carnal eyes and hearts to come subject to his Torah and flee whoredom. This is a perpetual law. Speak to the Yashralim and say to them, throughout the generations to come, you are to make tzytzut on the corners of your garments, with a blue strand cord on each tzytzit. You will have these tzytzut to look at, so that you will remember all the commandments of Yahuwah, that you may obey them, and not prostitute yourselves by chasing after the lust of your own hearts and eyes. Then you will remember to obey all my commands and will be called out to your Elohim. Tzytzut are designed to be another reminder of Abinu's loving commandments to make us Kadash to him. Nations around the world have fringes attached to their garments, but they are not tzytzit or tzytzut in the form of the fringes that you see. Just because you see the other nations with fringes, they are not mimicking what we do. We are Kadash. We are separate to Yahuwah. We are like no other people. The only people you've seen that even had tzytzit or tzytzut on were those Ashkenazi Khazarian imposters. They are not the people. That's why you did not see the blue. Even in stone images portraying the captivity of our ancient ancestors of Yasharal, we see tzytzit in the corners of their garments. They are to be worn in the four corners of your garments, whether you attach them to your shirts with clips or attach them to your belts. This is how they should be worn. I pray that this video truly helps you to walk in obedience to Yahuwah's will. Yahuwah Yahshay is the same yesterday, today, and forever. His word is unchangeable. For more videos like these, like and subscribe to Watchman of YAHUAH. Yahuwah Barakatah Ushamarata. And as always, Ahaba Ushalam from Watchman Yahshay.